Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, December 28th, I believe it is, 2021. Steve Sipress here, an uncharacteristically cloudy, rainy day here in a usually sunny Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona area. And obviously the topic, well, should be the topic on everyone's mind as we come into the year is how am I going to make 2022 even better than 2021? And I say even better because for sharp entrepreneurs, 2021 was a fantastic season. You simply had to adhere to the right principles, the number one of which was coined by Robert Collier, who was a brilliant human behavioral psychologist who was writing over about 100 years ago. He brought in millions of dollars in sales with his brilliant copywriting, selling goods and services. He wrote the book called The Secret of the Ages, which was the inspiration for the hit book and the hit movie, The Secret, about 20 years ago. That's Robert Collier, and one of the sayings of Robert Collier was that anyone in the business of selling, communication, persuasion, influence, advertising, marketing, whatever you want to call it, job one is to enter the conversation already going on in your prospect's mind. Enter the conversation already going on in your prospect's mind. As a professional trader, when I was spent almost a year on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange about 20 years ago, bad timing. I started there in the spring of 2001, and in the fall of 2001, a certain momentous event occurred in September, around the 11th of September in 2001, which shook the marketplace, and my firm went bankrupt and belly up a couple of months ago. But anyway, when you're trading, there's a saying you may have heard, the trend is your friend. That's the Robert Collier principle. Why fight it? Why try to enter into your prospect's mind with a whole new concept they're not thinking about? Even worse, argue with what they're thinking about. Simply find out what they're thinking about, go with the trend. And for the last almost 2 years now, pretty much all around the world, the main topic everyone's been thinking about is this virus, this supposed pandemic, which of course was over a whole long time ago and would have been over even longer if governments and the powers that be and the medical supposed experts focused on treatments instead of simply prevention. Ridiculous prevention things like cloth on face and standing apart and getting injections of cocktails of drugs that of course don't do anything once the strains mutate, and on and on and on. There have been simple cures around ever since before this when this thing started and way before it started, but anyway, still the virus, the pandemic, the COVID, whatever you want to call it, has been on so many people's minds. It's affected jobs. It's affected the economy. It's affected supply chain. It's affected pricing. It's affected politics. It's affected people's livelihoods. Entire businesses shut down. And when businesses are shut down, employees of those businesses are all affected, and customers of those businesses negatively affected. And so everyone's thinking, when is it going to open up again? Then it opened up. Then government, certain power-hungry government people shut things down again and open up again. They're talking more about more restrictions or more rules or more shutdowns. Everyone's thinking about this. So the people who've been massively successful in the last couple of years, the business owners, have focused on that and have used that in their marketing, advertising, sales, influence, communications. Hey, such and such about the pandemic, such and such about government regulations, such and such about different industries being crushed by power-hungry, non-scientific governments, on and on and on. What can you do in your business to make this trend your friend? So capitalize. If you didn't in 2021, please make sure that you figure out how to capitalize on this still being a topic on everyone's mind. If your business has nothing to do with medicine, COVID, drugs, treatments, injections, shutdowns, whatever, find a way to make it about that. Make what you sell something to do with the pandemic, the shutdowns, the lockdowns, the regulations, the COVID, the virus, the whatever you want to call it. the trend is your friend. That's what people are thinking about. And if you are in a big city, at least here in the U.S., if not pretty much around the world, where people really love government, and so they vote for politicians who love government and government control and government intruding on your life and telling you what to do and making up more rules and regulations and higher taxes and all that kind of stuff, then of course, those are the first ones to shut down, make up not the politicians themselves. They walk around with no masks and no whatever, of course. But they make all the rules that everybody else has to, and so it's on everybody's mind. And people are afraid and in fear out of their minds for the last couple of years. Oh, when can I go outside safely again? When can I touch somebody again? When can I have my family over for the holidays and not die? And all kinds of ridiculous fear. Well, find a way to capitalize on that. If you didn't in 2021, please make sure you do it in 2022, because this is still not going away as a topic on everyone's mind anytime soon. And if you want help with it, as always, I'll help you out. I can only stay briefly on the call, but I'm pretty sure in just a few minutes I can give you an idea for your specific business to help you out with this principle. Go to helpfromsteve.com and make sure you're back here again tomorrow for World Wide Web Wednesday. I will see you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.